Every basketball player wants to make it big, but here's the truth. Talent alone isn't enough. The difference between a player who fades out and a player who builds a real career comes down to habits. The small daily choices that no one sees, the extra reps, the discipline, the resilience when things get tough. Think about the players you admire most. They didn't just wake up great. They built greatness, one habit at a time. And today, we're breaking down the 10 habits that can make or break your basketball career. Whether you're grinding in high school, chasing a college scholarship, or dreaming of going pro, these habits will separate you from the rest. Before we jump into habit 1, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video that can help take your game to the next level. Want to know the difference between a good basketball player and a great one? It's not just talent, it's consistent, focused practice. The kind of practice that transforms effort into excellence. Anyone can show up to the court and shoot around for hours, but the best players practice with intention. They arrive early, lock in during drills, and push themselves every single session. It's not about just putting in time, it's about making that time count. Every rep should move you closer to becoming the player you want to be. Take Steph Curry, for example. He doesn't just shoot hundreds of shots a day, he practices in game-like situations, off the dribble, under pressure, even with the defender's hand in his face. That level of consistency compounds over time, turning a good shooter into one of the greatest of all time. So if you want to elevate your game, stop just going through the motions. Practice with focus, with intensity, and with purpose. That's how you build a basketball career that lasts. In basketball, the strongest weapon isn't always a jump shot, it's stamina. The player who can still explode to the rim in the final minute has the biggest advantage. That's why prioritizing fitness and agility is non-negotiable. Strength training, agility drills, and conditioning runs aren't extras, they're essentials. A strong, well-conditioned body can defend harder, run faster, and recover quicker. Fitness fuels every part of your game. Think about a guard who never slows down, sprinting coast to coast, applying full-court pressure, and still finishing at the rim with power. That kind of endurance doesn't just make them a threat on offense, it wears down opponents on defense too. So if you're serious about basketball, train your body as hard as your skills. Fitness is what keeps your talent alive deep into the fourth quarter. Here's a truth most players ignore. Your body is your first teammate. If you don't fuel it right, you'll never play at your best. Nutrition is your secret weapon. Lean proteins, complex carbs, fruits, vegetables, and plenty of water give you the energy, recovery, and focus you need. Add consistent sleep on top of that, and suddenly you're operating at peak performance every single game. Think about the difference. One player eats clean and gets 8 hours of rest. Another lives off chips, soda, and 4 hours of sleep. Who lasts longer on the court? Who stays sharp in the fourth quarter? Over the course of a season, that small daily advantage turns into a massive performance gap. So don't just train your body, fuel it, because what you put in determines what you get out. Talent gets you noticed, but being coachable keeps you on the court. The players who rise the fastest aren't always the most skilled. They're the ones who listen, learn, and adapt. Even if you're a star scorer, there's always something to improve. Coaches love athletes who take feedback seriously and apply it right away. When you're open to instruction, you don't just grow your game, you earn your coach's trust. I've seen players go from bench warmers to starters in a single season just because they made small adjustments, fixing their shooting form, improving defensive positioning, or hustling harder in practice. That's the power of being coachable. So if you want to stand out, drop the ego and stay open. The willingness to learn is what turns good players into great teammates. Basketball isn't a solo sport, it's a team game, and the strongest teams aren't just connected by talent but by trust. On-court chemistry starts off the court. Encouraging your teammates, communicating during plays, and celebrating each other's success builds a bond that shows up in every possession. When trust is strong, passes are sharper, rotations are smoother, and game plans come alive. Look at championship teams. They're not just skilled, they're connected. A point guard who delivers the ball exactly where a forward likes it? That's not luck, that's chemistry, built through hours of playing, talking, and supporting one another. So if you want to elevate your game, build your team, because strong relationships create winning basketball. Talent opens doors, but discipline keeps them open. The players who make it to the next level all share one skill: they know how to focus. Managing distractions is just as important as managing your training. That means cutting back on late nights, limiting social media, and saying no to anything that pulls your energy away from basketball. Discipline isn't about being boring, it's about choosing what matters most. While some players spend hours scrolling or gaming, disciplined athletes spend that same time getting extra shots up, watching film, or working on conditioning. Over a season, those choices stack up, and the gap between the disciplined and the distracted becomes impossible to ignore. So if you want to separate yourself, stay disciplined, because every hour you protect is another hour invested in your game. Strong players train hard, but the smartest players train and recover, because without recovery, your body won't last long enough to reach your goals. Injury prevention isn't optional, it's essential. Stretching before and after games, icing sore muscles, getting enough sleep, and following rehab plans all keep you in top form. Playing hurt might earn short-term respect, but long-term health is what keeps you in the game. Look at the pros with long careers. They invest heavily in recovery. From yoga and massage to cold baths and nutrition, they treat their body like their most valuable asset, because it is. So if you want to play this game for years, train hard, but recover harder. Longevity comes from discipline, not just talent. Mistakes don't make you weak, avoiding responsibility does. The fastest way to improve your game is to own your mistakes. When you miss a defensive assignment or blow a play, admit it, learn from it, and fix it next time. Owning your mistake shows maturity, and it earns respect from coaches and teammates. Excuses only slow down your growth. Think about it. A player who immediately says, "My fault," after a mistake is more likely to get another chance than the one who points fingers. Accountability builds trust, and trust leads to opportunity. So don't waste time blaming. Take responsibility, correct it, and move forward. That's how real players grow. Great players don't just play the game, they study it. Because the smartest athletes always have the edge before the ball is even tipped. Becoming a student of the game means studying film, learning plays, and understanding your opponent's tendencies. When you see the game one step ahead, you're not just reacting, you're controlling the action. Think of players like LeBron James. His basketball IQ is legendary. He doesn't just rely on talent, he knows where the ball will be before it even gets there, because he studied the game that deeply. That's not luck, that's preparation. So if you want to level up, don't just train your body, train your mind. The game rewards players who think as hard as they work. Every player faces setbacks, injuries, tough losses, or moments of doubt. But what separates the greats is resilience, the ability to bounce back stronger. Resilient players don't let setbacks define them. They use failure as fuel, coming back hungrier, smarter, and more prepared. Pain turns into motivation, and adversity becomes growth. I've seen players lose heartbreaking games, only to return the next season better than ever, because they didn't let that loss break them. They turned it into a stepping stone to their biggest wins. So when setbacks come, and they will, don't stop. Rise, rebuild, and return stronger. That's how legends are made. Every great basketball career is built brick by brick, habit by habit. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up, staying disciplined, and stacking small wins over time. Remember, consistency beats talent when talent gets lazy. Nutrition fuels performance. Discipline separates dreamers from doers. And resilience turns setbacks into comebacks. If you can build these 10 habits into your daily life, you won't just be a better player, You'll be the kind of athlete coaches trust, teammates respect, and opponents fear. So the question is, are you willing to put in the work? Because your future in basketball isn't waiting, it's being built right now. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep chasing greatness.